Hi. In Know Your IS Code Provisions short lecture series, I am going to explain today clause number 7.2.4, that is damping, and also two definitions. So that is critical damping and damping. So let's go into the details. Yeah, so these three clauses, clause number 7.2.4 of IS 1893 2016 part 1. So that is damping ratio, and two definitions, that is critical damping and damping. So what code says about damping ratio? Says that the value of damping shall be taken as 5% of critical damping for the purpose of estimating AH in the design lateral force BB of a building as per 7.2.1. So this AH coefficient is expression for that is Z by 2 into I by R into SA by G. So while computing this SA by G, while calculating the SA by G, we need to know the damping value. So it is given for three types of soils. One is hard rock, and then medium soil, and then soft soil. So all these curves are drawn for 5% of damping, 5% of damping. So using that, we get this SA by G value, and then we compute AH, and then finally BB. So what code says is irrespective of the material of construction of its lateral load resisting system. So this material of construction can be steel, reinforced concrete, masonry, or the combination of these three materials. Irrespective of the material, we use this 5%. Earlier code gave different damping values for different materials, but present version, that is 2016, gives 5% for all the materials. And sometimes what happens is building experiences inelastic vibrations under design level earthquake effects. So in that case, what happens is that results into much higher energy dissipation than due to the initial structural damping present in the building. So damping will be high because of the energy dissipation. So what to do at that time, I will discuss a little while later. Now this value of damping shall be used irrespective of method of analysis. So whatever method we are using, either equivalent static analysis method or dynamic analysis method, so we should use this 5% of damping. So let's go into the definition, critical damping. So what is critical damping? So critical damping is, it is the damping beyond which the free vibration motion will not be oscillatory. So the damping beyond which the free vibration motion will not be oscillatory. Say for example, if say pendulum is there, and if we pull the pendulum and give some initial displacement and leave it, this pendulum comes and comes to rest. So that means if the damping present in this pendulum, such that it is, the vibration is not oscillated, it is coming to rest. So critical damping is the damping required to remove energy, vibration energy from the system. So that value is can be computed, that critical damping value can be computed by this one, M to M omega n. M is the mass of the system or structure, and then omega n is the natural period of the structure, natural frequency of the structure. And zeta, this is the ratio. C is the damping present, and CR is the critical damping. Critical damping means what? It is a damping which will completely remove the vibrating energy from the system. So now three cases arise. One is when zeta is less than 1, when zeta is equal to 1, when zeta is greater than 1. Zeta is less than 1, it means under critical damping. So that is the case, usual case for almost all the structures. And this is also very less value. That means it will be 2%, 3%, 5%, up to 20%. So beyond that, it is like unusual cases. And then overcritical damping has some special applications. Now let's look at, say, this graph. This blue curve is indicating without damping. So vibration, oscillatory motion without damping. And this red one is indicating, red line is indicating critical damping. You can see, so from say amplitude 1, it is coming to 0. This red line is not making any oscillatory motion. That means beyond mean position, it is not going. But if the damping present is under critical, then it is making to and fro motion, and after few cycles, it is coming to rest. And overcritical damping, what is the difference between critical damping and overcritical damping? So critical damping means in this cycle, it is coming to rest. Overcritical damping means it will take some more time for the system to come to its mean position. It will come very slowly and take rest at the mean position. So that is about critical damping. Now coming to another definition, that is 3.3, damping. Now, what is it? Actually, it is the effect of internal friction, inelasticity of materials, slipping, sliding, etc. in reducing the amplitude of oscillation. It is expressed as a fraction of critical damping. So essentially what it means, it is the removal of kinetic energy and potential energy from a vibrating structure, and by virtue of which the amplitude of vibration diminishes steadily. So as you can see, this is the amplitude of vibration, and in every cycle amplitude is diminishing. So how do we compute this amplitude actually? So this is the damped free vibration expression. So as from this expression, we can clearly see that this is a sinusoidal kind of motion. Now to get the amplitude, if we take this coefficient of this one, or amplitude of this one, amplitude of this one, and get the final amplitude. So A, it is steadily diminishing. Okay, by it is following a pattern. You know what is that? That pattern is logarithmic decrement. So that means what? Successive peaks. So log of ratio of successive peaks has a fixed value. So you can see U2, that is second peak divided by first peak. So we can get it because of the sinusoidal motion. So every peak repeats after one period, one damped period. So this total expression can be packed into this equation, that is log of U1 by U2. That means first peak divided by second peak, say some value. This is called logarithmic decrement. That is equal to some constant value, 2 pi zeta by under root 1 minus zeta square. So that means what? In every cycle, the amount of that is reduction of energy ratio is a fixed quantity. So if you want to get zeta, that is damping from this one, so we can use this expression. Suppose say first peak to fourth peak, if we take, so that means these 4 cycles. So that means 4 times of this value it will be. So let's look at using one example. So in this example, we want to find out the damping present in the water tank. So this water tank is set to vibrate freely by pulling it, and then amplitude of vibration reduces from 0.5 meters to 0.1 meters in 4 cycles. These 4 cycles in 8 seconds. So find the damped natural period and damping present in the structure or water tank. So this mass of the water tank and stiffness of the water tank, and this is the oscillatory motion. It is pulled, and then you can see here amplitude. So in first peak, second peak, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. That means so 0.5 to 0.1. It is coming in 4 cycles. It is reducing in 4 cycles. So since it takes 8 seconds in 4 cycles, so period will be 2 seconds. And then by using the logarithmic decrement expression, we can get damping value as 0.064. That means 6.4% damping is present in this structure. So that's how we can find out. Now, when we are performing say nonlinear pushover analysis, we need to find out the demand spectrum. So demand spectrum depends on the effective damping. So that means this effective damping can be computed at any specified displacement. So at a specified ultimate displacement, that is SD in the say pushover curve. So let's take this B is a point of our interest. So at this point, what will be the effective damping? So zeta 0 is a 5% damping, that is initial damping we take. And to get the effective damping, we use this expression, that is ED. That is ED is the cyclic static energy dissipated at displacement SD, and ESO is the elastic energy stored in the system at displacement SD. You can see this one. So this is hysteretic energy. If you compute this area, that will become ED, and if you compute this triangular area, then it will become ESO. So then we get this effective damping. So using this, we reduce the design acceleration spectrum or demand spectrum. by considering this effective damping. Now, coming back to the original definition. So irrespective of the method of analysis, material usage of the material, what code suggests is use 5% of damping. Okay. So the intention of this short lecture is to help students and practicing engineers to understand IS code provisions in a better manner. Following references are used in the preparation of these slides. And I sincerely acknowledge the help of my PhD students and master student in the preparation of these slides. Thank you and have a nice day.